All right, welcome back. Today, we are absolutely mastering the heart gallops, S3 versus S4. These are the extra heart sounds that tell you, hey, the pump might be failing.
And you know what? It really all boils down to one simple question. Can you tell the difference between Kentucky and Tennessee? Stick with me, because by the end of this, you absolutely will. All right, team, listen up. We're starting with the high-speed Gallop briefing. No time to waste. Let's get our bearings now.
S3 is your ventricular gallop. Timing, early diastole. Cause, volume overload. The ventricle is dilated. S4 is the atrial gallop. Timing, late diastole. Cause, pressure overload. The ventricle is stiff. Got it? Move.
S3 cadence is Kentucky's.
S4 cadence is Tennessee.
Let's go.
Now, a mandatory international medical disclaimer. This content is for educational purposes, for international boards only. It is not medical advice.
Okay, with that out of the way, let's get into the deep dive. We're going to unpack the pathophysiology here. You know the heart's normal lub-dub, right? It's that classic two-beat rhythm. But a gallop throws in a third beat. It creates a triplet.
Why is the S3 gallop associated with volume overload?
It's about the sloshing. Blood rushes from the atrium into an already overfilled or dilated ventricle. That sudden deceleration creates the sound.
Exactly. It's that sloshing sound. And that's where the mnemonic comes in. Think about the rhythm. It sounds just like you're saying Kentucky. Lub, dub, ta. That's your S3.
Contrast that with the S4 gallop. Why does this one require a stiff ventricle?
S4 is the atrial kick hitting a wall. The atrium has to squeeze extra hard to force the last bit of blood into a non-compliant, thick ventricle. Hitting a wall, right? So that kick is the extra sound, happening right before the normal lub-dub. And that gives us our other mnemonic, Tennessee. Ta, lub, dub. That's your S4.
Okay, pay very close attention here. What we're about to cover next is, well, it's the million-dollar board pearl. If you remember one thing, make it this.
Here it is, the atrial fibrillation rule. Think about it. What is AFib? It means you have no functioning atrium, right? It's just quivering. And if you have no functioning atrium, you get no atrial kick. And if there's no atrial kick, well, there can be no S4 sound. It's gone. The S4 absolutely disappears in atrial fibrillation. So remember this, no kick, no S4.
That is an absolutely crucial point. So, we know what they are, we know what causes them, but how do you actually hear these things? I mean, these are low-pitched sounds. They can be tricky.
Okay, here's your technique. First, you have to use the bell of your stethoscope. Not the diaphragm, the bell. Second, you place it lightly over the apex of the heart. And here's the key. Have the patient roll into the left lateral decubitus position. This brings the heart right up against the chest wall, making those sounds easier to pick up. And seriously, don't press hard. If you press too hard, you basically turn the bell into a diaphragm and you'll completely miss these low-frequency sounds.
So, let's just boil it all down one last time to make sure it sticks. S3, think sloshing. That's your volume overload problem. S4, think stiff. That's your pressure overload problem. Sloshing versus stiff. Got it?
Okay, to burn this into your brain forever, we're going to lock it down with the memory chant. Get ready for the cadence.
S3 is Kentucky. Volume. S4 is Tennessee. Pressure. S3 hits the pool. Filling. S4 hits the wall. Kick. No AFib for the 4.
All right, fantastic. Now for our question of the day. And this one's for all of you with some clinical experience. Have you ever actually heard a summation gallop? You know, that's when the heart's beating so fast that the S3 and S4 sounds literally merge into one. It's pretty wild. Drop your ICU auscultation stories in the comments below. We'd love to hear them.
So there you have it. Gallops are locked in. S3 is Kentucky, S4 is Tennessee. You've totally mastered the triplets. But what happens if the sound isn't a gallop? What if it's more of a whoosh? Well, that's our next mission. Make sure you subscribe for Module A3, where we'll dive into murmur algorithms.